Today I'm going to share with you how you'll be able to create high performance behaviors and maintain those high performance behaviors in less than 10 minutes a day. I'm Arthur Carmazzi, best-selling author and currently ranked as one of the world's top 10 thought leaders in organizational culture and leadership. In fact, I'm the number 4 thought leader in the world in organizational culture. And today we're going to be talking about the Squadly app and how you're going to be able to use it to essentially transform your organizational culture by creating high-performance behaviors. In this video, we're going to be talking about the strategy of applying Squadly. For the technical elements of Squadly, please visit the technical video and instructions before you move forward. Before we look into the behaviors, let's look at why behaviors and not KPIs. Now, while it's very important to go ahead and get your KPIs reviewed every quarter or every biannual or every year, yeah, that's okay, but let's look at what that actually does. If you've got an annual review, when do people really start to buckle up? Usually about a month before the annual review. And of course the reviewer, what do they remember? Well, they remember the most recent things. They don't remember stuff at the beginning of the year, whether it was good or bad. So basically what you're doing is teaching people to screw up early and then kind of go ahead and fix things as they get better or as it gets closer to the review, which is not exactly the most productive way to run an organization or, for that matter, review your individuals. And even if it's quarterly, well, still, people are not that patient. People need to have consistent and regular feedback in order to know what they're doing right and how to basically navigate to be right and to achieve the goals that they want to achieve. But here's the thing, the more that they can see that they're doing something right, psychologically that starts to build an excitement. Oh, hey, I'm doing this right. I'm good at it. Let us continue doing this more. But of course, we can't go ahead and have annual reviews every day. Why? Well, because it's not practical. It takes too much time. But what we can do is we can identify the behaviors that are going to achieve those KPIs. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. Creating high performance behaviors that essentially are going to help you achieve your organization's KPI. So let's look at what it's all about. So first of all, how do you identify the right high performance behaviors? I mean, there are various types of high performance behaviors, so what's right for you, and for that matter, what is right for your organizational culture? So let's look at what are some of the potential downfalls of what companies often do by choosing the wrong performance behaviors. The problem usually arises when there is a conflict. So for example, you may have the high performance behavior of being absolutely excellent with 0 mistakes, and you may also have the high performance behavior of being innovative. Well, unfortunately, innovation requires risk and often mistakes, while making no mistakes reduces innovation. So, by making sure, first of all, that the behaviors and the objectives that you're looking to achieve are not contradictive, well, that's the best place to start. So now let's go ahead and see what actually are the best performance behaviors. So let's look at your objectives. What are the end results? What are the things that you want to achieve? So let's say, for example, you want to achieve higher sales. Let's say you want to achieve cross-departmental cooperation. Let's say you want to achieve efficiency. Well, these are essentially objectives. They are not the behaviors behind the objectives. So what we have to do is we've got to literally reverse engineer these objectives. So let's say, for example, we want to improve sales. What does improving sales mean? Does it mean that everybody has to be a great salesperson? Well, no, because there are very specific behaviors that are triggered by different attitudes, which essentially create different types of actions on a regular basis. And let's say, for example, you want to improve cross-departmental cooperation, which reduces silos, which increases cross-departmental efficiency, which saves time and money. So, what are the attitudes? What are the perspectives that people have? What beliefs do they need to have? What behaviors drive which actions? Reverse engineer the end result, and that is going to give you the behaviors that are going to be made for your organization's end result. Now that we understand how to choose the right behaviors, how to work backwards and reverse engineer so that we can essentially achieve the KPIs, well, now it's about how do we get people to actually do it? Because if the management does it, well, it's just another management initiative forcing you to do things that you don't want to do. It's kind of like when you tell your kids, don't go into the cookie jar. What do? They go into the cookie jar, and of course they sneak it behind your back so that you don't know. Of course you always know, right? But you know what I mean, right? So, how do you get your people to create the behaviors that they will live up to and hold each other accountable for? Well, that's going to be the key factor to sustainability, because if I, the manager, tell you how you should behave, it's very different than if I, the employee, decide that I want to behave this way and I want you to treat me this way, and we agree that we should treat each other this way, and this is what we do in order to achieve greatness for ourselves and the organization. So, where do we start? We start with the people. We get the people themselves to identify their ideal working environment. Now, the ideal working environment may seem like one of those things that everybody has like a different perspective on, but based on our research, and we've done research in 57 different countries across cultures, age groups, different positions from CEO to janitors, different cultures, different religious beliefs, different everything, okay? And we found that it's very similar. There are 5 basic elements of the ideal working environment that we found to be true across everywhere. So the first is teamwork. Second is essentially a supportive environment. So let's say, for example, I am in the R&D department and, well, my budget is kind of stuck and I need to go and solve this problem because everybody's getting a little frustrated. So I could just go to the CFO and talk to him, and the CFO would help me because it's a supportive environment, okay? So the other thing is something related to trust. So whether it is about being trusted to be innovative, to do things my own way, to try my ideas out and to go ahead and do things in a way where I think it's going to get me the result, or whether it's the idea of trust where I, the manager, can trust my people to be accountable. So something related to trust. The other thing, of course, is something related to clarity. And clarity means that I know what I'm supposed to do. I have some structure, I have some clarity, I have the vision, I have transparency, whatever it is, I know what needs to be done in order to achieve what I need to achieve and basically get recognized or whatever it is that I want to get from it. Okay, so now we've got first, teamwork, supportive environment, we've got trust, we've got clarity, and the last one, fun. People want to have fun. People want to enjoy their work. They want to just, play a little bit. And according to Tiny Pulse research, that's one of the key factors that makes work more enjoyable is team collaboration and having fun. So, what does all this mean? It means that the ideal working environment is something that you can more or less count on to be predefined as something that more or less everybody is going to get into and have a common vision with. Now, in order to, of course, connect this to KPIs, and of course you want to make sure that you want to connect it to the performance objectives related to those KPIs. So here we've got the ideal working environment, which includes all of these things, which of course makes people happier and feel like they can achieve more because that ideal working environment is designed to help them achieve more. Connecting now the objectives and KPIs that are essentially related to what the organization wants to achieve is going to kind of merge both. And then of course help the people to take both of these things, the ideal working environment and the KPIs, and create what we call guiding principles. Now, guiding principles are basically, well, behaviors, but this is the difference. They are behaviors that each person will hold each other accountable for in this process. So that is the key. So all of this can be done very easily, very quickly, and fun using the Squadly tool. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is access the behavior stickers, because the behavior stickers are going to help you to, well, basically dress it up a little bit, make your Squadly thing look pretty. But you don't have to use the behavior stickers. You can use whatever stickers you want or pictures you can download from the internet. You can have pictures of your own people. You can have logos. It doesn't matter. You can upload your own stuff. But the behavior stickers are there in case you want them. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to set our behaviors. Now, try to choose around 6 to 8 behaviors, because if you have too many, it's going to be confusing, and if you don't have enough, well, it's not going to be rounded enough. So you go into Squadly, and you can either do it through the dashboard where you can add behavior, or you can do it directly on the app itself. So you're going to add an explanation of the behavior and, of course, a title for the behavior. Now, if you have multiple teams, remember that you can also assign these to each different team. All right? So the next step is going to be to identify your awards. So what kind of awards do you want to give for these types of behaviors? So there are in Squadly a set of predefined awards which you can use, or you can create your own, because in your organization, the types of behaviors, the types of KPIs that you're trying to achieve, okay, through those behaviors may be different. So the awards are usually going to be related to the end results. Okay, so for example, if you have something related to trust, it could be a super trustworthy award or something like that. If you want something related to innovation, it's going to be the super innovator award, whatever. And you can also assign the number of value, or the number of value points for an award. Now, each award has only positive points, because you can't get awards for sucking at something. Okay, so you only have positive points for the awards, and you can set your own pictures or use the ones that are already in the system, and you can add them either through the dashboard or through the app itself. Now, once you've established this, the next thing to do is get your team set up. So first of all, get them to go to either Play Store or App Store and essentially download the Squadly app. Once they've downloaded the Squadly app, then essentially you brief them on how to check their ranks and how to use the 360 option if you're using it. Now remember, the 360 option is designed to support the entire team to give each other feedback. So if it's 360 just with between managers and subordinates, that means that you as the manager / leader will be able to give people feedback and they can give you feedback. If you choose the peer-to-peer plus 360 manager, that means that people will be able to give each other some feedback as well. Now, this one requires an understanding of what to do and what not to do, so that people basically don't just kind of give each other awards for the sake of giving each other awards. And again, this is something that you can also check in the Squadly setup, and you can also check to see just your own manager to subordinate, and also separate the peer-to-peer so that you can see the differences and look at the ranks in different ways. Okay, so all of this is completely up to you to set up. Now, it is very important that your team understands the behaviors that are expected of them. So they've already defined the behaviors, but well, just because somebody says I should be kind doesn't necessarily mean that kindness is equal across the entire spectrum of everybody's understanding. So clarify what each of these behaviors actually means. Identify and demonstrate, and get each of the people in your team to demonstrate these and to be clear about what it actually means, so that when they get a positive or a negative point related to these behaviors, that they understand why. So make sure that the behaviors are very clearly defined so that people know exactly what it means to do this. So then explain the rewards associated with achieving those behaviors, okay? Because there's going to be gamification involved. There's going to be different points for different behaviors, and then overall points. So what are the rewards? How do people get the rewards? What is expected? What is the outcome? And, well, basically, what are the benefits to not only the individuals, but the team itself? And we recommend having weekly milestones to build the habits of high performance, okay, and creating the immediate gratification through squad lead, which basically means that if you're waiting till 3 months to do it, it's not going to be good. But if you can show, hey, everybody's getting points, you're getting this every day, and remember, a squad lead data point takes less than 20 seconds to do. So you're going to be in a situation where you are measuring high performance behaviors in less than 20 seconds. And at the end of the week, there should be, well, some kind of overall measurement. So who's in the top 5 list overall at the end of the week? Who is maybe the top 5 in innovation at the end of the week? And so on. So make sure that you have weekly milestones, or at least that's our recommendation. So in order to consistently rate someone, you're going to need to send emoji. Now, the first thing to do on the dashboard is basically go to the send emoji or award section. And if you're on the app, then you'll just kind of swipe to the left and find the little sidebar, and then of course it'll say give emoji or give award. Then you're going to need to choose the specific behavior that the emoji is going to be for. Then you're going to choose the emoji and you are going to write a comment related to it. You don't write a big comment, but what exactly did they do? Now, this is very important because now you get to choose whether you want this to be visible to everyone, and of course, if it's a positive emoji with a positive note, being open to everyone is a good idea. So that way everyone will be able to see what this person has achieved and will basically want to emulate them. Sometimes you may want to just show the person themselves. Okay, for example, it might be a negative emoji, and sometimes you may want to not let anybody know and just do it for your own personal benefit, where it might be a negative one that is really bad, but you need to communicate that in person rather than just have a little fun emoji and a little note and then follow it up later. So you have 3 different options. Either show to everybody, show to the person themselves, or keep it private and only you can see it. If they do something that is exceptional, then you want to give them an award. Now, awards are usually going to be higher points, and of course, they are usually reserved for something a little bit more special, and you're going to use the same concept, the same situation, either in the dashboard or in the app to do it. Now, remember, it is important to help people maintain their particular level of excitement by not always being last. See, in Squadly, you can set the level of the top 5 or the top 10 or the top 20, depending on the size of your team. If you've got a team of 50, well, maybe you can have the top 10. Now, if you're not in the top 10 ever, well, you might get a little demotivated. But that's why you have the different behaviors. So maybe you're not in the top 10 of the main list, but you might be in the top 10 for innovation. So make sure that you are helping people to get at least on one list so that they consistently build their motivation and their potential excitement to get on the bigger lists. And make sure that people at least have an opportunity to get on the list at least once so they can say, oh my gosh, I did it, and constantly try to get back there again. Okay, and of course, remember that this is not only for individuals, this is also for teams. So you as the squad leader will be able to see the level of your team and the level of each individual in the Squadly dashboard. Now you'll also be able to set these up so that they automatically will change at the end of every week. So you can set everything to 0 every week, or you can reset it every month. It depends on you, or you can just consistently have it. We recommend resets on a regular basis because sometimes some people get really ahead and therefore the other people don't really have a chance to catch up. So by resetting the system and resetting the points, everybody has a fighting chance of getting on one of the lists. So overall, outside of Squadly, what you can do is you can use these points to give badges, you can create milestones, you can have certain time limits, and of course you have leaderboards, specific rewards, and of course comparisons. Hey, compared to last week or compared to last month, you've done this. So these are the different things that you can do with Squadly in order to achieve high performance behaviors. So now go to squadly.com and get started using Squadly today.